All right, what's going on, everybody? What is going on, YouTube? My name is Corey, and today we're about to react to 4 teams that have no clue what the fuck they're right now. This is by Hoops Reference. The reason I clicked on this is because a lot of teams don't know what the hell they're doing for the most part. So that's why this is very interesting to me. And so I want to see what he's got to say. I have a few teams in mind, so let's get straight into it.
The dust is finally settling from all of the badness.
What the fuck?
During the week of the NBA's trade deadline, and with that,
yo, what's wrong with your voice, man? What's wrong with your voice, my nigga?
Situations
damn.
Stick out a little more now. Quite a few.
Dog, your voice, bro.
Made the moves that they
sounding sick, yeah, bro. Your voice is crazy.
Their goals, but quite a few others did not. This brings us to today's video, where we'll be discussing 4 teams in particular that don't seem to have a clue what exactly it is they're even trying to do anymore.
Right.
Or inactivity at the trade deadline. These are teams that are not on the path that they were hoping to be on and did not do.
Okay, we get it.
Or is the Philadelphia 76ers.
See, the 76ers, that's a really hard situation. I think they honestly... I hate to say it, but they're going to have to trade Embiid. Clearly, it's not going to work. Okay, they're not about to win the championship. Maxey is great. You know, Paul George is ass. The rest of the team is pretty ass. I mean, they had a decent team. I liked it going into the year. I liked the signings of guys like Drummond. Jared McCain was hooping. You know, they have Kelly Oubre and like Eric Gordon and shit. Like that's cool. It's a cool little roster. I thought they could have did some shit, but I mean, Embiid at this point is literally dependable for an injury to miss a significant amount of time. To go into a season and expect Embiid to play fully healthy all 82 games is just stupid at this point. It's literally just like you can't go do the same thing over and over and expect different results. Okay, clearly he's not meant to go through a full season, and he's not going to probably for the rest of his career ever. I don't know if he ever even has done that. So.
Made some big moves in the offseason.
Yeah, man. They're gonna have to rebuild, bruh. They don't have to rebuild. See, this is what you got to do in the NBA. This is what you do when your team is ass, but you have a star player. You got to trade the motherfucker. Don't sit there try to build around, try to scrape together some assets. Scrape together. Okay, Drummond, Oubre, Paul George, Maxey. Like no, you have to build from the ground up. You have to build. Like, to have a successful franchise, to have a successful championship-winning team, it takes years and years. My green screen is fucking up right now. It takes years and years of rebuilding, okay? You have to rebuild. You have to start your team from scratch and start drafting niggas that are good, and you have to sign niggas that are good, and they have to come up together, right? Look at Golden State. Look at San Antonio. These niggas came up together, okay? You can't just... If you have a superstar already that's already like 27, 28... and you're still not good enough yet, then you have to trade the nigga, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you, but that's what you have to do. You're not going to build a team. You're not going to scrape together enough shit in order to build a championship caliber team around a guy that age if you're not good already. Especially you haven't even been out the second round yet in the case of the Philadelphia 76ers. And so they're going to have to trade him. Now, what you do once you trade the nigga is that you have to trade him for actual players. Don't trade him for just a bunch of picks, okay? Because that might not work. You have to trade him while he's still high value. Trade him for some actual young guys that are actually good right now, that are probably stuck behind a starting player on their own team currently. Right? You go for a guy that's been underutilized, that has a lot of potential, or you go for a guy that has potential and has shown his potential a little bit, but may not have the full extension, may not have the full capability, or I should say the full latitude, the full trust of the organization to really, take that next step as a player. But if you see the potential and you know that he could be good if he had enough opportunity, then you snag him up along with another 3 first-round picks. That's what you got to do. So you got to go to a team like if this was the Heat, for example. If I'm 76ers, like I'm trading, give me Bam in a first, and here you go. Here's Embiid type shit. Now with that, you could either take Bam and he could be your center of the future, or he could just build his trade value up, start averaging like 25 and 12, and then you trade the nigga away again, and then you get a bunch of shit back. And you kind of keep doing that until you get a competent roster. Okay, that's what you got to do. That is exactly how you win in NBA. We've seen it over and over, but that's really how you do it. Like hanging on to players for this long, it doesn't work. And what you end up doing is like look at what Brooklyn did. They traded Kevin Durant for Michael Bridges. I like to call it's like Mikal or whatever. For Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and $1 billion first, right? And then you take Mikal Bridges, let him build his trade value up, average like 25 a game, then ship him off somewhere, get another 5 first for him. Same with Cam Johnson. He's playing well. Then you ship him off somewhere, and now you got like 25 picks from Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you do shit. You don't trade him for just 1 million picks. No, you trade him for a good player plus picks. Okay, that's what you got to do for Embiid. Trade him to I don't even know where, but trade him somewhere. Get a good player. Let him build his trade value up. Ship him off. Get picks for him. Get picks in the original trade, and then you get picks for the nigga that you got back, and then shipped off. Okay, that's how you got to do it. They
looked as dangerous as anyone in the conference. Unfortunately, reality has not quite agreed with that notion, and due to a vast array of injuries being suffered, players underperforming, and chemistry never being developed as a result of all of that, they now find themselves in 11th place in the Eastern Conference standings.
Damn, 11th place?
In the playoff race.
Holy shit.
Caleb Martin for
y'all niggas suck.
A pick, which is a move that I like for them, as Grimes is a
wait. Who did they get?
Far better Grimes and a pick, which is a move that I like.
Quentin Grimes.
Grimes is a younger player who is a far better shooter.
So Quentin Grimes ain't done shit.
The deadline was mostly negative.
He hasn't done shit in the league yet.
They overpaid KJ Martin with the intention of using his contract as a connecting piece in a trade to be able to match the salaries.
Hey yo, what the hell was that?
They ended up just dumping his salary on the Detroit Pistons for no return whatsoever. This is a team that desperately needs more rotational help. Now is not the time to be dumping salaries. They also had a lot of teams reaching out about Gershon Yabusele, who is having a tremendous season, and they turned down every offer for him, indicating that they are still focused on trying to turn their season around and get back into the playoffs.
Like, nigga, come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You niggas are in 11th place. Give it up. 11th? You think you about to climb, what is that, 4 or 5 spots?
Worse for them as time goes
like, hell no. In order to get to the actual playoffs, you'd have to get to like the 6th seed, and even then you're going to be at the lower seed. You're not going to have the home court advantage. You're probably going to fucking lose in the first round anyway. And then to the 10th seed or the 9th seed trying to get in the fucking play-in tournament, that ain't going to do shit either, because you're probably going to get knocked out. And even if you do make it to the playoffs, you're still going to be in the same position that you would have been in the 6th place, except you're facing a better player. I mean, a better team, because you're only the 8th seed or some shit. So you're facing the fucking Boston Celtics, who's going to whoop that ass. They're going to tap that ass. So are the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're going to tap that ass. All of them. Bro. This is bad. This is really bad.
The Sixers are stuck in no man's land.
They're stuck.
Without any real answers moving forward.
You got to trade Embiid, bro. Damn, I hate to say it. I love Embiid.
No clue what they're doing.
Right, same with the fucking Phoenix Suns. Them niggas don't know what the fuck they're doing. Trade Kevin Durant. Trade his old ass. Free him. I just dropped the video yesterday talking about him. Trade old ass. Trade Booker too. He's in the same position. He's like 27 now. You didn't wait too long. Trade his ass. Trade Booker. Trade Durant. Trade fucking Beal. You might not even be able to trade Beal. Might as well keep him. But still, man. Fuck. I hate this shit, bro. KD could be on a good fucking team right now.
Has completely blown up in their face.
He could be contributing to an actual really good team right now. I hate this shit. You're just wasting his last year of his prime. You're wasting it away for nothing. Like, what are you getting out of this?
In favor of aging star talent, and those aging stars have not been able to plug all of the holes that those moves left them with.
Really?
Kevin Durant is obviously a future.
Really? They can't plug all the holes? Oh my goodness!
So much of their future draft capital and a promising bridges for him. Then trading for Bradley Beal was the nail in the coffin that locks them into the purgatory of mediocrity.
Purgatory.
As a result of it, they haven't been able to afford much quality role player talent at all, and their depth is a issue for 2 years.
I like that. He said,
as the 2 years trade line approached, they were involved heavily in rumors leading up to it, as a team that was trying to do everything in their power to trade Bradley Beal away, and even Kevin Durant's name popped up in a few rumors himself. In the end, though, the only move they made was trading away starting center Yusuf Nurkic to Charlotte for Cody Martin and Vasily Micic, and I'm sorry,
Oh, really?
that's not the kind of
I didn't even know they did that.
that's literally anything for them.
Right.
They're now in 11th place.
Now they don't even have a center.
Standings with teams like the Spurs.
Nurkic is ass anyway, so I don't give a fuck,
having
but
made big splashes
they don't have a center now.
intending to make a second half surge. So for
Cody Martin, why the fuck would you get Cody Martin? He's not even the better twin. He's not even as good as his brother. What the hell are you going to get from Cody Martin? And Micic, isn't he like an international player? Yeah, they have no idea what they're doing.
Which would force them to have some real uncomfortable conversations this offseason. The next team we'll be discussing today that has no clue what they're doing.
How? They're rebuilding right now.
The Nets made
They do have a
the
clue.
earliest trades of the season, moving Dorian Finney-Smith to the Lakers in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, which is something that indicated to the public that they would be in sell mode as the season progressed because of their rebuilding emphasis at the moment.
Right.
Instead, they sat back and watched the trade deadline come and go without making a single trade, which has left everyone scratching their heads a bit. Cam Johnson was one of the most highly coveted veteran wing players on the market, with several big playoff contenders trying to acquire him, according to reports.
Oh, so they still didn't trade Cam Johnson?
Career right now, and his skill set is easily translatable into any lineup as an elite shooter with terrific movement without the ball in his hands. For the Nets to balk at trading him when his value will arguably never be higher than it is right now is one that they will more than likely look back on with some regret.
Yeah,
D'Angelo
facts.
Russell, Ben Simmons, and Nick Claxton were also names to watch going in, but both Russell and Claxton stayed with the team, and they ended up buying out Simmons' contract too. So I just can't quite figure out what their plan is right now. Holding all of those players, especially Cam Johnson, is reminiscent of what the Wizards did last year when they refused to trade Kyle Kuzma despite receiving some enticing offers for him. Or for the Wizards then to come back this year, even worse. And with the Nets being so far away from competing for anything
Right.
worthwhile, selling off pieces that were actually worth something would have been the best in the long run.
Right.
And finally,
Here, what I was about to say. That was Mavericks. Yeah, that one's self-explanatory. But I was about to say, maybe I can see what they're doing. Maybe if that D'Lo, Cam Johnson, and Cooper Flag could be like a nice little team next year. I don't hate that personally, but Cam Johnson, like you definitely could have got like a first-round pick for him, for sure. And they already have a million first-round picks, so maybe they're like, hey, we're good, bro. We don't need 2,000 first-round picks. Because, you look at the OKC Thunder and they're dealing with a little bit of congestion in that area. When you have a whole bunch of young talent, a lot of those players are not going to be able to play at some point. Once you guys start becoming good and you figure out who's good and who's not. When you start, they're still going to have a lot of picks going forward, even though they're good right now. So a lot of the guys that they draft are going to be stuck behind, Shea and J-Dub and Chet and Hartenstein and all them niggas. So That's a little bit of a problem in its own right. It's a good problem to have, granted. It's a good problem to have, for sure. But, maybe you don't need 2,000, million, 100,000 first-round picks. Maybe you don't. Maybe you can just keep Cam Johnson. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I've seen him on the JJ Redick podcast. He's a good guy. He's a smart dude. He knows his basketball. He's a personable guy. People, they probably like having him around. He's a good shooter. I don't think his contract is too crazy. Fuck it. Just keep him around. You don't have to trade him. I'm personally not mad at that. You can keep him, keep D'Lo, Cam Johnson, and then you get like Cooper Flag or some shit in the draft. Maybe Ace Bailey, maybe one of the Boozer twins. I don't even know if that's this year, but you know what I'm saying? I really don't hate that, honestly. I don't hate that because it's better than being completely ass. Like in the NBA, you don't really want to be completely dog shit ass. Because if they traded Cam Johnson, who's going to be their starting small forward? Keon Johnson, Zaire Williams? Fuck no. Hell no. It's a lot harder to climb out of a fucking divot, a crater, than it is to go, from a plateau to good. You know what I'm saying? If you're just completely terrible, then it's hard to become good. But if you have Cam Johnson, D'Lo, stuff like that, Claxton. Like, that's a decent little foundation to build onto. You could probably have some free agents come there, and y'all be a decent team. You could have a rookie plus free agents, and all of a sudden you got a decent little team. Let's say, like, if they sign, I don't even know who's the free agents this year, but if they sign somebody and then they draft Cooper Flagg, then all of a sudden you're looking at, D'Angelo Russell, fucking, random starting small forward, Cam Johnson, Cooper Flagg, Nick Claxton. That's not a bad starting five, and you can build on that towards the future. So I'm not mad at that personally. I don't really need to hear this Mavericks one because you already know that was a dumbass trade, Luka Doncic to the Lakers for AD, who's already out. He's already injured for like multiple weeks. So it was a terrible trade. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That's my little 2 cents, and so I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Make sure to comment down below what you want to see next and leave a like. And I'm gone. Peace out, my friends.